We're live.
We're live, people.
It's been what, 3 weeks since we've done this? Probably.
About 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, last time we did this, someone's Twitter got hacked and he got called a Nazi and everything between. That was a wild 3 weeks ago. That was a wild time.
Very interesting time.
Yeah. Very interesting. But on that note, welcome to Pin Down Podcast. I'm Mr. T. This is Trey, and we're here to do covering some news and maybe just shoot the shit a little bit before we get started. But Trey, before we get started, what's up with you? How you been?
Not much. Just been good. Took a little week off from doing videos, but gonna go see a movie tomorrow. Wrestling's been interesting the last 3 weeks, so
yeah, you can say that again. And plus, speaking about Trey's channel, in the description of the channel, if you go to the links, our links to our Discord, Twitter, and individual channels are on there now. So if you want to go give Trey a follow on his movie review channel, do so. I've been busy too with some personal stuff, so that's why we couldn't stream last week, because I don't even know if I should even say it. Well, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I don't, pretty much I saved some dogs from abusive homes. There was 10 dogs being abused, and got them out of there and got them able to find them new homes and stuff like that. So that's why I couldn't show up last week. And plus, Cream was busy because, well, Cream's always beating it to something. So, and Trey was doing something too. So, yeah. But on that note, I think we should get into what we were going to talk about before we started the stream. That was Saturday night's main event.
Yep. Saturday night's main event happened last week.
Yep.
So
I don't know how I feel about those shows now. Like, it was.
I like this one. This one was probably the best one they've done.
Yeah, I just feel it was too much. There were so many commercials. Man.
Oh, the commercials killed it, dude. Oh, dude. Fuck. That was...
Dude.
Especially in the main event.
Yeah, dude. It's like, what are we doing? Like, I understand that they're not using these sponsors on the ring, at that point. But it's like, okay, we got to make it up, so we got to do like a million commercials. Like, I think it was like every commercial was like probably every 5-6 minutes.
Yeah, 5-6 minutes. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Really freaking weird. Like, I don't know. In the show, I did laugh out Jesse Ventura. I died.
Jesse Ventura, they need to make him full time. That shit was funny.
Yeah.
Him going off about Damian walking out the door, which I understand why they had Drew lose because he was hurt. I still think Drew should have won and then just got written off anyway.
Yeah, and plus I've never liked the finish between escaping the cage or walking out the door. I don't like that. Like I said, I know that's WWE style, but in my head, if you get put in a cage, the only way you can win is by pinfall or submission, because what's the
basically
sense
like a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, because it's like, what's the sense of being locked in the cage if someone's just going to go out and walk through the front, walk through the door? I don't understand that. I never have, and I never gotten it. Like I said, the Crockett's. I know it might be labeled as a Southern thing, but it makes sense to me. Like, back in the day when you watched Crockett, they didn't have pinfalls, or excuse me, they didn't go over the cage or walk out the door. They beat you 1, 2, 3, or if it was a fuck finish. But like example, like Ric Flair. If Flair was in the cage, yeah, he would try to escape over the top, but it wouldn't count because he was just being the chicken shit, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They used to have a hybrid, like back in. I would rewatch the Orton and Triple H from Judgment Day.
Yeah, we got some. Sounds like a fire truck showing up and the popo showing up, but like I just don't know. I don't hate the shows. I think they're a great concept. They're old school. They are tradition, and I enjoy that. But it's just like, I think we can do something better a little bit. Like, I think in formatting, like I said, the commercials really got on my nerves. It really did. And a lot of people had to complain about the whole Cena and R-Truth match. I didn't mind it. I didn't think it was I don't think it was so egregious like everyone else says, like it's embarrassing. But I mean, it was.
I had fun with it. It was. It knew what it was.
It was non-title. It was on free TV. It wasn't like it wasn't a main event. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, in the cage match I was about to talk about, Triple H and Randy from Judgment Day '08, they
Yeah,
had a pinfall finish with
yeah,
that one. So they can do it.
yeah. They can do it, but I just don't. Then plus that was a Vince thing too. Like I don't know if that's transferred over to Triple H and everybody, but Vince never liked the cage, but with pinfalls, he thought it was a cheap finish. I'm like, I don't,
How?
I
A
don't.
cheap finish is escaping. I always have hated that.
Yeah. Yep, I don't freaking know, but and the whole thing with Cena, we're gonna talk about this for a second because I the whole Cena heel turn, we've talked about it offline and on here. It's just not clicking for me, and I don't blame Cena. I guess really I can blame creative a little bit because why is he showing signs already of remorse, like turning back to the
Yeah, it's too
quote unquote
soon.
light?
Yeah, it's too soon to do that.
Yeah, and it's just like if we're going if you're going to do that, do it around SummerSlam or after SummerSlam. Do it something like that. It's just I don't know.
Yeah,
This heel turn's been so weird. The way
I'm
we
enjoying
apparently
it,
got it, but
but
yeah,
I'm like almost taking the good with it. But The Rock fucked everything up because I really do believe now. I think Cena was supposed to be a different type of heel, not what
yeah.
he's doing now. I think he
Mhm.
was supposed to change his look. He's probably going to change his theme. But The Rock didn't show. I bet you those 2 weeks when Cena was gone after Chamber, it was like 2 or 3 weeks after Elimination Chamber, when Cena was off TV for a bit. I wouldn't be surprised if that period in time, that's when The Rock told him, "Yeah, I'm not going to be at Mania," and that's when they had to fucking change everything.
Well, excuse me. It got so bad they even can't like WWE canceled their freaking show in New Orleans. It's like
Yeah,
I don't know what it was, man. The Rock showed up, everyone was happy, everyone was like excited because I thought we were going to get Cody versus The Rock. I'm like, okay, this is going to make up for the Raw
or
Netflix.
Roman and The Rock. Or
Yeah,
Roman and The Rock. I
but
thought we were going to set, even if we didn't get the match, I thought we were going to plant the seeds and doing that next. No, I
yeah,
have like Roman doing completely something else now. I'm kind of over that match. Thanks,
yeah.
Rock.
And I never thought that was WrestleMania match, anyways. But yeah, like last talks to me, I'll put it here in the chat. You know, why would you turn him heel now when his retirement tour? No one's going to boo him. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
that, but it's
I
just
get it. I understand we wanted the idea, right? He had never done it, so it's like
yeah.
let's just pull the trigger on it.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe would things have worked better if Cena still did change his look?
No, because here's why. If he would have changed his look, all of his T-shirts and designs that he's got for throughout the year would have been in vain.
Yeah,
So WWE is definitely going to make that money on the merch, right? They don't care
yeah,
if he was heel or not; they're still going to sell his merch. Like and that's another thing too. Like last talk somebody just said, but what pisses me off though, every city that he's going to, he's wearing the team's colors. Like on Saturday, he
yeah.
wore the traditional Tampa Bay Buccaneers cream
He's
jersey.
gonna do that in Money in the Bank. He's gonna wear like a Lakers inspired like
Yeah,
gear.
and it's just like if I'm a heel, I'm not going to go and dress up like the freaking team's colors and be like their quote unquote mascot on TV. Like,
Maybe wear the rival colors.
yeah, like, and it's like Ric Flair. If Ric Flair showed up to a town and he hated the team and hated everyone else, he would just go in there dress up like as for example, for basketball. If he was in, I don't know, New York, he would have wore something like red and like said, "Oh yeah, this is the Chicago Bulls colors," and just piss everybody off, right?
Yeah, Cena in LA. You know what he could have done? He could have wore the green. Have it be like the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, it could have been the Celtics, or it could have been. You really want to piss people off? I guess you can do the Clippers. I guess,
Yeah,
right?
or more Clipper colors.
Yeah, like
That would be.
I mean, because I don't know. Like I said, the heel turn's not doing it for me. I really hated the freaking match. It's WrestleMania. You know that. I
Yeah.
did not like it. I actually went back and watched that match 3 times, and I still
Oh,
hate it.
I enjoyed the Randy match, and I've liked the build to that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm loving this tag team match. I'm hoping we're eventually gonna get that Punk
Oh,
match.
dude, but
And
why? One of Cena's last matches, and we're gonna give him a tag team match with Logan Paul, huh?
yeah, let's be real. They wanted to do him and Logan 1-on-1, and this is like the constellation.
And I think too, isn't Gunther challenging Jey Uso for the world title?
Yeah, on night after Money in the Bank.
So Jay's gonna be champion. He's champion right now, but he's gonna. But they're doing the champion versus champion at Money in the Bank. Okay.
I got a bold prediction. I think there's gonna be a same night cash in. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody cashes in on if this is only if Seth wins. I think Seth cashes in on Jay in that match.
I wouldn't be against it because then you can get CM Punk and Rollins the world title feud.
Mm-hmm. And let's just be real, it takes the title off fucking Jay. So
yeah, because and like I said, look at Gunther. I had a feeling when they took the title off him that he was gonna get lost in the shuffle, and he's kind of been lost in the shuffle since.
They're saving him for Gold. We know the match is gonna be him and Goldberg. I think Goldberg costs him that match. That's been my prediction for a while.
Well, yeah, you just remind me about that. We'll get into Mr. Goldberg there in a few, but I think we should go on to our next story. I think that was a good little rant there for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this came out a couple days ago, and I died. And I believe that I'm sharing my screen. Let me check.
Yes, you are.
Wow, that is really small.
It's weird, man. This restream anyway.
Yeah. We'll figure this out hopefully. But yeah, so Kevin Nash on Tony Khan being called a crackhead. Kevin Nash replied back on his podcast that he is autistic. You gotta give him more credit than that. A little bit of slack. Give him a little bit of slack. And okay, so let me full screen this maybe. Okay, full screen. Man, this is a really weird presentation. So I apologize, chat. I do not like restream at all, but we had to do what we had to do. So here's the clip.
Number one, he's autistic, man. You got to give the guy a little bit of slack. I mean, I'm serious, man. Fuck it. I had an autistic kid.
Well, I don't think that they were making fun of that so much as some of the
yeah, but who's to say
some
that
of the things he has said?
Yeah, but who? At what point of the spectrum is he on? Like, I've never sat down and had a conversation with the guy.
Well, is this confirmed before we say this? Like, is this confirmed that he's on the spectrum? Or are we? All right, I got to zoom in on that so I could see.
I'm sorry. Okay, if you're going to pick between his actions and say he's probably on the spectrum, as is Elon Musk, as is 90% of the people, or he's just another billionaire crackhead. Which one would you tend to believe?
I don't think he's a crackhead, if that's what you're asking me.
Right.
Okay, hold on. Well, first of all, shout out to Kevin Nash and his podcast. If you want to go and subscribe to his channel, but before you go and subscribe to his channel, subscribe to our channel first.
Yep. Subscribe to us first. Yep.
So here's the thing. I've never heard people call Tony Khan a crackhead. I've always heard people refer to him as a cokehead, but not a crackhead.
Yeah, and it's a meme. For the most part, feel like most people are memeing, but maybe he might be a cokehead. I don't know, but
I think he's if he does not have autism and he's not autistic, he's definitely using the straw and he's using that powdered substance. Okay, he's on that booger sugar a little bit. Okay, I don't know. Like I said, it may be autism. Because remember, we showed him in the past where he just goes and hugs people so awkwardly, and then he goes in there, and like how he shows like I think we showed the clip I don't know when it was, but it was like sometime last year when we got started, when he's in the NFL draft room with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he's just like hugging on people and just like, dude, act like you've been here before, right?
Yeah, that's just weird. It's like you're supposed to be a boss.
Like, and Elon Musk, I know Nash mentioned Elon Musk, but I think Elon Musk has Asperger's. I mean, I guess that technically would be considered he's on the spectrum, but last time I looked at it, he's got Asperger's, Elon Musk. But I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be one on TV. So I don't know. I'd never had to spirit. I've never experienced autism in
Me
my
neither.
immediate family, so I can't really, I really can't say anything about it. But if it's definitely not coke, then yeah, probably it's a mental issue with Tony. And like I said
Yeah.
before, we don't think Tony's a bad guy. We just think he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he's just a moron booker.
Yeah,
I
and
don't-
he's a money mark. It's the one thing he is. Like we said, we have nothing against. Well, Trey doesn't have nothing against Tony. I don't have really much against Tony, but he's incompetent at what his job.
Very incompetent.
And it doesn't matter what it is. It can be football. It can be soccer. It can be whatever. He's not that good. He's not that
No.
good. Sorry.
When Double or Nothing, no one gave a fuck about because it's all these eliminator matches with no story. It's not like King of the Ring where there's still stories being told. Even within the King of the Ring matches, it's not just, oh, we're gonna have pointless matches.
Yeah. Like I said,
At least, yeah.
I got nothing against Tony, but like I said, it's a very weird thing. Like, I don't know.
Why is your show so bad? Like, you could say it got a bit better. How much better though? Probably not much.
Not by much. Not by much. And that's funny that you should say that, Trey, because this happened on Wednesday. If I can find it. 1 second, please. Is it here? Hold on. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties over here. Let me see here. Share. Nope, that's not it. Wow. Thank you, Restream. You are so helpful. 1 second.
All right, just like Tony Khan, man, the way he fucking books your show is still pretty bad.
Yep.
Hangman's just a babyface now, and then he's like the babyface now. It doesn't even make sense. There's no build. There's no nothing. You got Will Ospreay just mouthing off about, oh, AJ should come to AEW and retire there. Why?
That was cringe.
You know AJ's gonna retire in WWE, right? He's kind of like, this is his last run, clearly. Why would he?
And
I'm
speaking
gonna
of
be real with you, go ahead.
And speaking about AEW, this happened on Wednesday.
Yep, one of the dumbest fucking spots.
Again, Tony's a nice guy, but wow, you let the inmates do whatever they fucking want.
Great opportunist right there. Good job by Fletcher.
Right about
He
here.
saw the opening and he
Right here.
And now Fletcher.
Right there.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Adam Cole's head hits the ring apron. The freaking dude has a history with concussions.
Yep.
And who thought in? Okay, okay. Hold on, I gotta slow down a little bit. Who in the hell greenlit this spot? Number two, why did Adam Cole say yes to this when you know you have?
Yeah, why did he agree? Yeah, you knew you have neck and concussion problems.
Yeah, so why are you taking this spot? And number two, why is there not an agent or Tony Khan telling him, no, we're not doing that. That's too dangerous. That's too risky with your neck. Why are we green or gaslighting this shit? Like, why are we letting this happen? It's so stupid to me.
Well, remember, the same company greenlit Edge jumping off the cage the way he did.
Yeah.
If you remember.
Yeah.
So, and whatever we think of Kevin Owens, he's like the only one that makes the spot actually look safe.
Yeah.
And he also doesn't do it every match. I think that helps. And Kyle Fletcher, why are we still trying to make this dude a thing? He is fucking dog shit. Is he trying to be Timu Kevin Owens now? He's already Timu Randy, so I guess he's Timu Kevin Owens. God,
I don't even think Trey. I don't even think he's Timu Randy Orton. I think he's good for what he does. I think he's good, but no, he's not the next Randy Orton. Honestly, you want to know someone I think could be the next Randy Orton, and we give him a lot of shit because who he's dating for the memes.
Yeah,
Miles Bourne.
He's actually good. Yeah, like
Miles
we meme on
Bourne
him, but yeah,
looks like and wrestles like Randy Orton. He really does.
He looks like 2007 Orton, kind of like bald.
probably 2009, but like
2009, 2008, 2009.
like he's got the same mannerisms. The way that he hits the power slam.
Yeah, that scoop slam.
Yeah. That's the same way as Randy is. Like, and like I said, he looks like Randy a little bit with his physique, and he looks like Randy with the taped fist and his tattoos and shit.
And he's actually cutting decent promos. I enjoyed his match with Oba at Battleground.
And here's the funny thing: Miles Bourne's a mute, and he cuts better promos than fucking Ricochet.
Yep, Ricochet. Oh, that's another one. Everyone's acting like he's this generational heel run. What heel run? He's just an asshole on Twitter.
This is the same guy going on Twitter about Carmelo Hayes and stuff, bitching about that. But if you remember right, a couple years ago, when someone on Twitter said, "Oh wow, WWE's burying you," and he's like, "No, man, WWE's doing everything they can." Either two things: either he's playing a character on Twitter and he's trying to get working, and he's working everybody. Which, if he's working everybody, he's got me convinced. He's got me fooled.
But he has to do it better because I still think it's shit. What's the troll here?
Yeah, but it's like a couple years ago, you keep on telling everybody, "Oh no, they're doing everything in their power. Everything's fine and dandy." What the fuck happened to that asshole?
Yeah, this heel gimmick sucks. The fact we have him beating up Zach Gowen in 2025 is wild to me.
Yeah.
You're copying Brock Lesnar's homework from 2003? Are you serious?
Yeah. And that's not we're not the only ones upset about this spot. Apparently, there's a lot of people really pissed off about this. If I can find the article, here we go.
I don't blame them, man.
This is when people went at their own company. And let me get my cheaters on for a second because I cannot see that for a lick. So I apologize. Give me 1 second.
But I'll banter for a bit. Like, this fucking company is just not improving. Compared to, I've been watching TNA the last, I guess, almost 6 months now. They're not great. There's some dumb things there here and there, but they're actually getting better. They actually feel like a show now.
Yep.
and it's not about like, being a WWE tribalist. I have eyes. AEW's dog shit.
Well, and we, like we said before, this will be since WWE prices are so expensive, which they are, they're ridiculous. There's no shortcutting that because we talked about this for the longest time since it's happened.
Yep.
Right now is for Tony and everyone on board in AEW to look at each other and say, you know what? We need to turn some things around. We need to do some stuff better because WWE is pretty much outpricing their fans. Our shows are pretty affordable, and let's show them why they should be coming out to our shows and not theirs. Right? We don't get that. We get garbage indie matches all the time. And I'm so sick and tired of it. Like I said,
we keep doing the Hangman experiment. Why?
Yeah.
Why are we still trying to make Hangman? And now you're trying to make him the baby face of the company. How?
And you got Tony, and you got Tony on the press conference. Well, Adam Page is one of the founding people of AEW. Who gives a shit?
Who? Huh? It was Cody.
Who gives a shit, dude?
Can I argue CM Punk's more of a founder than that motherfucker?
Well,
just gonna say it.
They're saying because like he was like one of the first people that signed with the company. It's like, okay, great. You want a fucking cookie? Does he draw money? No, he doesn't draw money. He's
and he does.
Oh, never mind.
This whole babyface turn makes no sense. He burned a dude's house down and he's babyface now.
And it looks like they're gonna be teaming together. It's like Ric Flair teaming with Dusty after he broke his leg with the Horsemen. It's like that makes sense, right? Okay.
No, let's have Randy team up with Triple H a week after he just DDT'd Stephanie.
Yeah.
And kissed her.
But going back to this article, here it is. People within AEW were reportedly furious with Kyle Fletcher following his apron power bomb to Adam Cole on Dynamite. I can tell you today, I am sure I'll hear about this all afternoon, but there were a lot of people furious at Kyle Fletcher because, like, at the end of the day, whatever you want to do is whatever you guys agree to do and everything like that. But Adam Cole has a history of head injuries. He's had a concussion. He's had concussions and head injuries we know about, and he has had concussions and head injuries that hasn't been public. Wow, that was a fucking sentence. What the hell? God. And it's not, and it doesn't say if it's Dave Meltzer or Brian Alvarez, but good Lord. There have been other times Adam Cole hasn't been on television because he had a head injury and it just never came out. So, like, you have to be careful, not just with Adam Cole, but with anybody, with anybody's head. There were a lot of people very unhappy with Kyle Fletcher because because like, what was this dude thinking? What was he thinking? I don't have an answer. Source, Wrestling Observer Live. Again, don't know if it's Dave or Brian Alvarez, but the way that was worded, it sounded like Dave Meltzer.
Yeah.
So there's that. But like I said, don't these guys have to get permission? You would think.
You would think, right?
Don't these guys have to get permission from the boss or an agent to clear it? Like, why are we?
That's a normal wrestling show, Tyler. I don't know how AEW runs their bullshit, so.
Hey, apparently the inmates run the asylum, Trey. They do whatever they want.
It's WCW all over again, but worse.
Oh, dude. You know what I compare? You know what I compare it to?
What?
And I'm sure I'm not saying this towards ECW. I'm just saying in general. Pretty much ECW guys did whatever the hell they wanted to do.
Yep.
They didn't give a damn. You want to hit someone with light tubes? Hit somebody with light tubes. If you want to do some crazy shit, you do some crazy shit, guys. Whatever you're going to do to make me money. That was Paul's MO, right?
Yeah.
Because one, he wasn't, he was paying some of the guys, but he wasn't paying all the guys. And that's a different story for a different time. But yeah, it's just like guys get in the way of their own, they get in the way of themselves. And I've never understood how a company can let people like that just do whatever the hell they want to do. It's
the
like
Ambrose spot from earlier this year with the spiked bat.
Yep.
That.
And then you got Tony not even a week later telling everybody, oh yeah, we're going to do it again because it was so great and ratings went up. Wow. You mean 1,000? You mean 1,000 viewers popped in to show up? Wow, Tony, that's doing amazing.
I mean,
bro.
Tony, you're still losing NXT. There's like 1 week where AEW beat NXT, but then they beat them like the following week. They can't even hold their lead.
No. And speaking about AEW, because this ties in together with that too. Where is it? Sorry. I hate this damn thing. Okay. Mariah May. Looks like she's leaving the company and she's on her way to WWE. Mariah May was removed from AEW's website this afternoon, which this article came out, I believe, yesterday,
Yeah, yesterday.
Usually means someone has departed the company and is free and clear to go anywhere they want. Or elsewhere, excuse me. WWE sources confirmed that there has been... I'm sorry, I can't see that for nothing. God. WWE sources confirmed that she's expected to start there in the near future. So there's that. My thing was this. I don't really care. I don't think she's that good. I
think from what I've seen, she's fine. She was just in that Tony Storm vortex forever.
She, honestly, Trey, the people that like her are the Gooners, like Last Toxic Male. I see you, Last Toxic Male. I see you. But like she appeals to the Gooners, right? She's attractive somewhat, I think. But when she works, she really reminds me of Eva Marie. Like, it's just
okay. It can't be that bad. God damn,
dude,
I
just don't. I just don't see anything in her. Nothing against her. Don't know her as a person, so it's something like that. But it's just I don't care.
I'll see what she brings whenever she comes. I don't know if she's gonna go to NXT. I don't know if she's going to the main roster.
I think she goes to NXT because two things. Number one, we didn't cover it because I forgot to put it on here, but I think it ties into that. Jordan Grace and both Stephanie Vancouver is going to Raw and SmackDown, respectively.
Yep. Yeah.
So I think what Sean's doing is, and Triple H and all them, they're moving them up to the main roster. And Mariah May is going to be that new chick on the block, and she's going to be coming in there to challenge what's her name? The chick.
JC Jane. JC Jane.
Yep.
I like JC Jane. We'll see where this goes. I don't know if I'd have her be the one to beat Stephanie, but I get it why they had to do it, right?
Yeah.
I like JC. We'll see where it goes. So I'm assuming is Mariah going to be a babyface?
She probably will, or unless she goes in there and does that whole thing. She wins the title for a week, and the next week she turns heel. Wouldn't surprise me none.
Yeah, she could do that.
Like, and probably she probably fucking had enough of AEW when she did that her last match. Remember they did that whole the taped fist with the glass on it.
Yep.
She's probably like, you know what? Nah, I'm out. I'm not doing this shit.
Well, and apparently she's always wanted to go to WWE anyway.
Yeah.
So
Apparently she's been a really big fangirl of Triple H, apparently.
yeah. So, when that picture comes out, Tony's gonna cry.
Oh,
But
yep. Oh yeah. He'll go there and cry, and it's like, well, we gave her a lot of we try to give her what she wanted, but she just had to, she wanted to pursue other things. Yeah, Tony's called because she didn't want to do fucking garbage shit no more. I guess she had enough people watching her from the hard cam section.
she's like, I'm not fucking Mox. I'm not that dumbass fuck. I'm actually good. That's all she probably thought about it.
I mean, being good subjective. I
mean,
said,
compared to Mox right now, Mox is the shits.
oh, dude, no.
Mox is the shit.
I know it sounds like a real shitting on AEW right now, but did you see that thing they did on Wednesday? That Gabriel kid or Gabe kid, whatever his name is, he went in there and spat on
Willow.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh my god, I told you guys were I told you, these are skinheads. These are Yahtzees." I'm just like, this is what you people wanted. You people wanted this shit.
You're the ones who push for intergender garbage. So,
and that's not even that. They even fucking push for the whole damn group of all them freaking idiots.
The
Timu horsemen over here. That's what they are.
I saw a thing is like, will John Moxley ever go back to WWE? I'm like, no, he could stay the fuck over there.
No.
He has destroyed his stock to me. I don't want him in WWE ever again. Hell no.
I think he'll be there for as long as Tony puts money into the company. Mox will retire there, because when they were signing that big extension, like I think last year or a couple years ago, they gave him like a 5-year deal, multi-year deal, and plus he's a coach now, aka he's a freaking agent. And it's just like,
yeah,
wow, I really want to get lessons from this guy. Hey, how can I freaking bleed tonight?
Yep, how can I bleed in this unnecessary match?
And how can I not have a freaking coherent sentence when I talk? Yeah, I was like, God, shut the fuck up.
Dude, just never understood the appeal of it. Yeah, last talks, I'm with you. I don't get it. I don't know why weirdos like that shit. It's very, I'm going to say it, it makes wrestling feel like a circus.
Yep. Like the only way it works if you have some Amazon chick, like,
And even then, I'm not for it.
I'm not for it either, but at least I can believe a little bit. I can believe more like someone as a China or a Rhea Ripley versus a Willow Nightingale and, shit like that. Like, nothing against Willow. I'm just saying, like, perception is reality. If you get someone big enough to pull it off, yeah, it can work. But I'm with you.
Yeah.
I've never liked intergender matches either.
It's pointless.
Yep. I've never gotten it. Never gotten it. Like, now if it's like a heel team and it's a heel team, like you got a bitch, like girlfriend or a wife, right? She's just a total bitch. She gets involved in everything. Yeah, I can understand when a guy just goes in there and just hauls off, hits her with a finish, right? I can
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because my favorite thing, it's not even intergender, because it was very, like, back in the day, like, for example, like when Sting wrestled against Flair, when Sherry's with his corner, Flair's corner.
Yeah.
Sting didn't really touch her. He gave her atomic drop. He basically, he jarred her spine. But he didn't, just haul back and just, give her a 5-knuckle sandwich. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But speaking about someone who's used to giving people 5-knuckle sandwiches because he's unsafe, to quote Bret Hart, Bill Goldberg.
That transition.
Yeah. So let me pull this up. Goldberg went on a podcast a couple of days ago. Yeah, the Claw Pod. I never heard of it. So Goldberg says his dream was to have his retirement match in Israel for some reason. Yeah. Truth be
What?
told, my dream was to have my retirement match in Israel. But quite obviously, because of the surrounding right now, over the past 5 years, it hasn't been the right time or the right place to do it. I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that I was sorely disappointed that I could not go or I could not do something in Israel. But hey, man, retirement doesn't mean dead by any stretch. Whatever that fucking meant, the last sentence, I don't fucking know. But I don't know about you, Trey, but I never said, wow, I want to have my retirement match in Israel.
No. And I get Goldberg's. Yeah, he's Jewish. Last
Yeah.
toxic male.
Yeah, he's Jewish.
But I don't want them to do a show in Israel. That's gonna just be unnecessary controversy for WWE. You know they're not gonna do it.
Well, I've said this before and I said it again. Back in, I can't remember when it was. What was it? 2020. It was when Batista was in Hollywood, and it was before he came back, and Goldberg was still a free agent doing his thing. Either it was going to be in South Africa or it was going to be in Israel. I don't know.
South Africa.
Oh, I'm not kidding right now. This is a God's honest truth because a poster came out. They promoted it, but something came up. It was going to be Goldberg versus Batista in a match. And the two places they wanted to do it was South Africa, and they wanted to go to Israel to do it. Here's my thing about that. Number one, this is a stupid take by Goldberg, which is not really, that's shocking. Like, my God, it's Goldberg. But
yeah,
Goldberg being Goldberg, it's like, I don't even think Israel has a stadium, do they?
I don't know. I don't know like the layout of Israel or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I guess you want to see. I mean, does anyone want to go see Bill Goldberg have his retirement match at Mount Sinai or something like that, or where Christ was, crucified? Is that because what people want to see?
Right?
I don't know. It's like that's a weird thing to say. Like I said, I understand he's Jewish, but he wasn't born in Israel. He was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I was, like I said, that was a wild thing when I saw a couple days ago. I was like, whoa, bro, what the actual hell is this? But yeah, and that's another thing too about Goldberg's last match. Apparently, allegedly, it's going to be at Saturday Night's Main Event. And it's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, who his opponent's going to be, who knows? But like you said, it could be Gunther, probably. But who knows? Who freaking knows? But on that note, we got another story for everybody. Apparently, there's a new company involved, and Vince McMahon is a part of it. If I can, you know what? I'm sorry. I clicked on the wrong one. Sorry. We're gonna say that last. This one's pretty funny to me. This one was hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Okay? This is MVP going on some podcast again and calling Triple H racist.
Yeah, basically.
I am so sick and tired of hearing this shit. I can't see straight. It's so annoying, dude. Like,
yeah, I'm tired of it. It's just every fucking week, some random motherfucker. Oh, Triple H is racist. He's not handling the black talent well.
Yeah. Go on. Let me get started reading this. MVP says that he has zero respect for Paul Triple H Levesque when asked about how Levesque views talent of color. Right there, I'm gonna stop you right there. I just gonna make a point of something. If Triple H was a person against color, why the fuck did he let Keith Lee be NXT champion when NXT was at a high point at the time? If you really wanted to squash him, why didn't he just say, no, we're not doing that because he's black?
Also, Trick Williams is the one guy. He's the guy who he pulled the trigger on to be the one to get the first unified, giving a TNA TNA WWE deal. He's the TNA champion right now. They could have given that to anyone else. They gave it to Trick
Well,
Williams.
on that well, I'm not gonna lie. On that aspect, I don't know if that's a Sean thing or a Triple H thing, honestly. Because like I said, I know Sean runs NXT, so I don't know if that's on Sean's shoulders or Triple H's shoulders. But like I said, I don't think Triple H is a racist, and I said, it gets really it gets really annoying after a while, bro. It's like, okay, guys, yeah,
Who's the
MVP,
tag
yeah,
team?
problem.
Both tag team champions are fucking black. Street Profits and the New Day.
Yep. All right. I don't know. But anyways, getting back to the interview. Let's just say this. Bobby Lashley was a 2-time WWE champion, and after he took over, Bobby Lashley was reduced to mid-card. Bobby Lashley is a bankable, marketable guy and a 2-time champion. WWE champion got reduced to mid-card or whatever. What I said specifically in response to the person on my Instagram page was that you see it. It's my opinion on how he chooses to book certain talents. Some people say all the time that, oh, MVP's just griping, MVP's just crying. Okay.
You are crying, MVP.
Just watch the program. Who were the people in the 2 spots under his leadership? Who were given opportunities? I'm not talking about NXT. I'm talking about the main show. Well, right there, you just freaking disqualified yourself.
Even in the
NXT
Triple
was
H era, who was the longest reigning champion? He's not black. I mean, he's not white. His name is Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Even now, he still gets high-profile spots. What are we talking about? Hell, Jey Uso, and I don't even like the fucker, but Jey Uso.
And like I said, that he just disqualified himself. I'm not talking about NXT. Well, what do you mean? It was under his leadership. He booked this. He booked the fucking shit.
At one point, he booked NXT. Yeah.
At one point, NXT was a better show than freaking Raw and SmackDown combined. It was the best brand they had at one point.
Yeah.
So
last second mail. Bobby Lashley is on the mid card in AEW. What is he talking about?
Well, yeah, tag, yeah, and that's. But again, he's in the mid card in AEW. But it's like, yeah, but no, there is no buts, dude.
It's even worse. He should be the one. He should be probably AEW champion by now. How long he's been there?
And I'm not even done yet with what the interview already said. But here's my point: why the hell? Okay, even it's something personal between him and Triple H when he was the talent, and Triple H was the guy on when he was in the ring, and he did something or said something about MVP, and that's why he's doing it. Number one, bro, grow up. And I'm sorry to say that. And I like MVP. I'm not shitting on MVP, but it's like, dude, what was that? Well, almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, because MVP came in like 06.
07, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he faced Triple H, like, I guess would have been 08 when Triple H was drafted to SmackDown. Yeah. But I'm like, that was 2008. It's 2025, bro.
And here's what he said. In my opinions, I have opinions based on my personal experience and some point on my podcast and my YouTube show. I'll talk about it and go in depth about what my issues are with that man. Okay, so then you're right there. You're just telling everyone it's your issues. So now you're projecting your issues with everything else in booking.
Yep, it's just his beef with Triple H. I wouldn't be surprised if he thought Triple H slighted him when he was a talent. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it was.
He also continues and says, "I'll be honest with you. My issues with him have nothing to do with race." Wait a minute. What?
What? Sure, MVP. Sure.
My issues have to do with him as a person and our personal interactions and things that he has said and did that caused me to have zero respect for him. But I'll get into that on my own show. Marketing with MVP and Dwayne Swayze. I think that's what his name is. So basically, you're clickbaiting people. Yeah, if you want to know what I got to say, watch my YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's all this is. Podcast. It's just a bad plug for his fucking podcast.
He's fucking grifting, dude.
Fucking grifter.
That's one thing
I liked MVP as a talent. He was fine. Not world champion. Sorry, he just wasn't. No. Especially at that time when you had Batista, Taker was still at his prime. Triple H and Michaels are still in their prime. Sorry, Randy and Cena too. You're gonna put MVP over those guys?
And last talks me, I puts another thing too. He's almost 50 years old.
Lashley. He's
I
up
can
there.
see that.
I like Lashley, but he's up there. And remember that bad fucking idea Lashley had that he tried to do with Gunther?
Yeah, I I remember, Trey.
And then he also
I
tried to
remember.
pitch like a shoot fight with Karrion Kross. Like, what are we doing? I like you, Lashley, but what?
Yeah, dude, that was a wild read when that came out. But
Yeah, it was.
but again, though, it's like, and I don't know, people can say that to you. Well, John Cena's almost 50 and he's the world champion right now. Okay, but does Bobby Lashley have 16 titles? Is he up there with Ric Flair? And I love Bobby Lashley.
And love Bobby Lashley. He's not John Cena.
No. Like,
stop with these comparisons, guys. And this is
like
Cena's last year. He's retiring.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
And we've had our own problems with Triple H. We had a problem with how he booked the whole not the Hurt Business, but the Bobby's group before he left with the Street
the Pride.
Yeah.
The Pride, yeah.
Yeah, that was dog shit. I'm not gonna lie about that. That was dog shit. And we said that too. Bobby Lashley should be challenging for the world title at some point because
or at least the US title again.
Yeah. Because like we were talking about it. Bobby Lashley versus Cody would be a good match. I mean, we had a lot of matches in our head that we thought would be
Bobby
good.
And Roman
again. Yeah, probably. Yeah, but it's just, and we had a problem with what they did to Omos. Remember, Omos beginning of the year was tag team champions over in Japan. I forget what company it was. Was it Noah?
I mean, I have my issues with Triple H. I don't like how, I'm gonna say it, I didn't love how he gave Io the title. I thought that whole stupid shit was stupid.
But again, it's not race. It's just what are we doing?
Race.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Why is Io the champion right now?
Yeah, that's just, like I said, MVP is just grifting. And who knows? He probably doesn't even have a problem with Triple H. He's probably just doing all this shit for clickbait shit.
Yeah, it's literally clickbait. It has to be. Because I'm like, what? I mean, I do remember Triple H making fun of him in a segment, but that's when he was a heel, and that was always Triple H's character, kind of. When even as a face, where you kind of make fun of the opponent.
Yeah. And it's the thing too, like it just, I don't keep on going back to this, but it's just I'm just flabbergasted right now. Like I said, MVP. Who knows? Was MVP mad because he wasn't on TV when Triple H took the book? Because remember, he was Omos's manager there for a minute. And the only match I can think of that I saw MVP on a PLE with Omos was that backlash he had, that backlash match he had against Seth Rollins, and then that freaking battle royal he had that SummerSlam, that Slim Jim battle royal in Detroit.
Yeah, but I think it's probably that he got. I'm like, MVP, you're kind of old and you're managing Omos. Yeah. Sorry. Because this is real. This was around the time the Bloodline story is getting really hot.
Yep.
So it's like
we had Farmer Brock against Cody.
Yeah, Farmer Brock against Cody. Yeah, you had obviously the Brock Roman feud.
Yep.
Yeah. Just.
Yeah, but that was definitely something. I know that. Like,
I mean, he also said something else stupid again, like, "Oh, Hogan shouldn't be on the wrestling Mount Rushmore."
Yeah,
like,
that's stupid. Like I said, we don't have to like Hogan at all, but that's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Hogan is the Rushmore. Let's be real. He is the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, when people
not even just for the stuff he did in the 80s.
When people say Mount Rushmore of wrestling, Hulk Hogan is always going to be on that Mount Rushmore. So
yes,
for him to say that was a stupid thing to say.
I mean, if you include the NWO stuff, which I always say indirectly created Austin and The Rock. That's why Vince had to invest in those guys.
Yep.
So
yeah, it's like Cowboy Bill Watts. Cowboy Bill Watts was labeled as a racist because some of the stuff he would say. But again, Bill Watts knew what he was doing when he was promoting. He knew what he was doing. So like
and wasn't he the guy who pushed Junkyard Dog?
Yeah. Yep. Deep South.
What are we talking about? Maybe it was at that time, maybe he had a little bit of racial stuff, but still saw money. He's like, okay, this guy's money. I'm going to push him anyway.
Yeah.
So what's the problem?
Yeah, because they were in the South. They were in Louisiana. Dog was over like Grover, no pun intended. honestly, man, Dog was over in New Orleans. People
Yep.
loved him. That dude came out with a freaking marching band to the Saints
Yeah.
come marching in.
And he wasn't even like a champion or anything. And everyone just loved it. And Vince gave him the book after, eventually.
And that didn't go out too well because that's when he started to get big and looked really bad and slow. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Rough,
the thing for a different time. But before we go to the next story, chat, if you could like the stream, subscribe, and share all that good shit. Plus, if you're interested in joining our Discord's in the description box too.
Do it now.
Come on, do it now. Come on, subscribe. Come on. Okay. Well, after that bad Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation, let's go to someone else that doesn't look too good. Speaking about like bodybuilding and stuff, Vince McMahon has a new company.
Oh yeah, Vince. Yeah.
Yeah, Vince has a new company, and no, it has nothing to do with. It's got nothing to do with bodybuilding or anything like that. So let me get the article pulled up, and here we go. Vince McMahon's new company is called 14th and I. Whatever that means, I have no idea. The company will be pursuing opportunities in sports, media, and entertainment. There is no indication yet that 14th and I is pursuing business-related wrestling. Brad Blum, a former WWE executive and a longtime ally of McMahon, is the president of 14th and I, according to Blum's verified LinkedIn profile. Sorry, I have no idea. I've never seen that word before in my life. So yeah, and if you pay close attention on the corner right there, you can see Vince's signature right there. I don't know how to. I don't know what to really say about this, honestly.
Same. I'm like, it's not wrestling, so
the name of the company is kind of weird too. Like 14th I. Like
what does that mean?
I don't know. Like they're saying they're going to try to pursue business like opportunities with like sports and media and stuff like that. But like, so I guess they're going to be. I guess they're going to be an agency. I guess like that's what Vince is gonna do.
That's what it sounds like talent agency for sports, maybe.
I guess like they're going to have like everything, like sports, media, entertainment, yada yada. Like they're going to have they're going to have their hand in everything, which is fine, but it's kind of okay, kind of weird.
Yeah, all right, okay.
And plus, like Vince is 80 years old, so it's like, will he even see this company get off the ground? I know,
right?
But I mean,
you have a point though. Like, yeah, if it does get successful, is he gonna reap the benefits?
Yeah, and if you believe the rumors, Triple H and Stephanie Vince does not talk to them anymore due to the whole them voting him out as chairman of the board. So I don't know, man. This is kind of a head scratcher. Like I said, I don't know what this is, but hopefully, Vince
see where it goes. I guess. Yeah.
Like I said, not trying to be an ass, but hopefully Vince is around to see this get off the ground. But I don't know. Like I said, I have no idea if it's going to be a talent agency or what, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens. But on that note, talking about another thing related to this issue, the man that we all hate, and I mean hate, we loathe this man. The only reason why he has a job because of his last name. John Laurinaitis. John Laurinaitis has been dropped from the Janelle Grant's lawsuit against WWE and Vince McMahon. Sorry. Laurinaitis has agreed to cooperate, as a result, provide evidence against Vince McMahon and WWE. This dude, man, John Laurinaitis, right?
Yeah.
What? This dude is a piece of shit human being. I've said this for years. I don't care who likes it or gets offended. This dude is a piece of shit. The only reason why he had a job in any wrestling company is of two things. One, His last name was Laurinaitis, and the people that don't know, he's Road Warrior Animal's brother. And it's the
He's
only reason
why the Dudleys left for TNA. Because they actually planned on staying, but then he fucked them over, basically.
he fucked everybody over, Trey. He was terrible. From the stories I hear from like talent relations, he was terrible at that job. I heard people say like Cornette said that he was terrible, just doing shit that pissed him off in OVW.
He was terrible on screen. He's one, in my opinion, he's the worst GM character of all time.
Yep. And I think he was a Finnish guy in WCW. Well, let's put that together. He was a Finnish guy.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are going to do that, and we're going to do a fuck finish. 1, 2, 3, out of the ring, okay? You got 15 minutes. All right, go out there. Have a good match. This guy has never... And this dude, too, last year also said, I didn't want to have sex with Janelle Grant. I was forced to. Yeah, dude. Vince McMahon forced your dick inside somebody. Okay, pal. Okay.
Yeah, what a fucking cuck.
What a freaking piece of shit human being. And plus, he was doing this shit while the Bella Twins' mom, which I don't know her real name, so I'm just going to refer to her the Bella Twins.
Remember the shit he said about AJ? AJ Lee?
Oh, yeah. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
But the thing about this, he was doing this act while the Bella Twins' mom was battling brain cancer.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. That's fucked.
Brain cancer. Wow. And plus, she suffered a stroke.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. And it's like this
dude, scum fuck.
This dude over here is doing this. Well, I didn't want to do it. Vince made me do it. Come on. Come off of it, dude. Come off of it, John. You piece of shit human being. Oh, God. I hate people like this, man.
Fuck John Laurinaitis.
Yes. Twice on Sunday. What a piece of shit human being, dude. Literally, what a piece of shit.
On-screen got those years when he was GM.
Oh, God.
And remember they were trying to make him and Punk like Austin Vince. I'm like, this isn't working. This does not work. Stop trying to make this Vince Austin. It's not working.
That whole thing was bad. Bad. Oh, my God.
And the fucked up thing is they didn't even finish it with Punk. They had Cena be the one who got rid of him. So
Yep. Because that's when he was going on that feud between Daniel Bryan and friggin' Kane and shit.
Yeah. So we're just going to have Cena be the one, even though we've been setting up Punk and Laurinaitis, trying to make it Austin Vince, but we're just going to drop that and have it be Cena now.
Yeah, dude. Good Lord. Why is he... Oh, God.
Oh, dude, his feud with Teddy Long. Oh, that was bad, too.
You know what's funny, Trey? They have a WrestleMania match.
Yeah. Yeah, even though it wasn't an actual match, it was like a Team Laurinaitis.
Team versus Teddy Long. It's just like, what are we
They try to have like a big swerve where like Eve turns on Zack Ryder. It's like, what are we doing?
Well, she just got done making out with Cena not even 2 months before.
Yeah. It's man, so bad, dude.
2011, at the end of 2011, early 2012, it was something. That was a wild time. God. But oh my God! But
Laurinaitis is like the worst aspect of that whole time, dude. Oh, it was so bad.
He's just a garbage everything human being. You know what's funny? Back in the day when he was teaming with Shane Douglas, back in the day in WCW, I think they're called the Cool Dudes or something like that. Their gimmick. Yeah, cool. I can't remember their name. If everyone look it up, chat. If you want to look it up, it's John Laurinaitis and Shane Douglas. They were a tag team, and they had their gimmicks were they were two skateboard guys from California.
Yeah,
they came out during the skates or the skateboard, and there was a sign and it said Johnny sucks Shane's dick. It was a bed sheet in the crowd.
Oh no!
Yeah, they said Johnny sucks Shane's dick, and they say he was so pissed about it. He's like, "This is bullshit. I don't suck no one's dick." But lo and behold, wait 20 years.
Yeah, wait 20 years. You metaphorically sucked Vince's dick. So
yeah. Oh, you told ass kiss. Wow, Mr. Man, your muscles look really big today and oily. Wow.
Dude, how do you fuck over the Dudleys? The Dudleys were really gonna stay, and then I think what happened was like. He said, "Oh, I'll make the deal with Vince," and he just never did.
Nope. And like I said, Laurinaitis is a piece of shit. Like I said, his big thing, but for women's wrestling, he would go to the Victoria's Secret model catalog and pick somebody out and call them and see if they're interested in getting into the wrestling business.
Wow.
That's a true story. He would do that shit.
And the shit he said about AJ not being attractive, I'm like,
yep.
What a.
That was both him and Kevin Dunn that said that shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, what would Kevin Dunn know about looks? He looks like a fucking beaver.
And look what happened with AJ like a couple years later.
Yep. Yeah. Wrestling business. There's a lot of scum. But you know what's someone who's not scum, Trey? Good old JR. Now people don't know.
JR.
Now people don't know JR was battling colon cancer. He had a little scare there for a little bit. So this is the picture of him before his surgery, checked in and ready to kick this cancer out on its ass. So JR gets his surgery done, and we are happy to report that JR is cancer-free as of right now. The doctors were able to remove the cancer. Happy to say that today's cancer surgery was a success, and now we have to begin rehabilitation. So, on that note, thoughts and prayers to JR. Hopefully, he recovers fully.
Yep.
Cancer is a
cancer
is a bitch.
Fuck cancer.
It's ridiculous, especially colon cancer. You know, I think they were able to get this out early, so it did not spread. Thank God. And hopefully we can get JR for another 20 years or so. Hang out,
My favorite commentator of all time. Probably a lot of people.
He is the best commentator of all time. My thing is, if you're going to go commentary wise, you're going to have to go with JR number one. And this is just my opinion. I mean, people were in that era, they were going to say someone else. I think you go in there and put JR, Lance Russell from Memphis, Tennessee, the territory, Gordon Soley. Probably had to put Mean Gene up there too, even though he wasn't a commentator, but he wasn't that broadcast position type, of role, right?
I'd put King there.
Yeah,
too. King up there.
I put King there too, but best net. Like I said, JR's the best. He's the best announcer of all time.
JR and Jerry's my favorite team of all time. Then after that, it'd probably be Cole and Taz, but.
My favorite, it's hard for me to say number 1 and 2 for me for commentary because I really like both. And it's like I said, it's not a particular order. Like if you could do like a 1A, 1B type situation, this is the way I would do it.
Yeah.
I got Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan and then JR.
Oh, they were great.
And King.
Yeah. Would you put Taz and Cole like 3?
Because I grew up on them. Probably, maybe.
Underrated team JBL and Cole from 06 and 07.
Yeah, that was a good group too. But someone I thought were a good group, but they don't get enough credit. That was Matt Stryker and Todd Grisham on ECW.
Honestly, I enjoyed I actually didn't mind Stryker as a commentator. I know some people found him annoying. I thought he was good, even with when he would commentate with Lawler and King. Or Cole at the time. But Mike Tenay, if I had like a top 10, I'd put him up there. I really like Tenay. Especially
Mike Tenay and Don West, they're the ones that sold TNA to a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
Like
I mean Taz and Tenay, it's no obviously Taz and Cole, but they're damn near.
Yeah.
Taz and Tenay. Especially like that 08. Or when did Taz come in? Like 09, 010? I really like that.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, like I thought they had a good pairing. Cole, I would put him top 11. I think Cole deserves to be on that list. He had some really bad years. I agree. But I think he's kind of redeemed himself these last few years.
Well, that was Vince. Like, let's just be real.
That was all Vince. Vince was the one who tried to make him that really bad heel character.
Yeah. The coal miners. Let's not forget that crap.
Oh, Oh, the anonymous general manager on the computer.
We have lived through some shit, Trey. That is for sure.
Yes, we have.
God.
We were, one day we'll do a stream on it, maybe WWE in 2011 or 2019. Those are arguably my 2 worst years that I could think of.
2019 for me.
2019 is actually, yeah, I would say 2019 is worse than 11.
Friggin' Rusev.
At least 11.
Rusev got cucked on national television.
Oh God, Maria and Mike Kanellis. That was a fucking story.
Oh God, yeah.
So we had multiple cuck storylines going on at the same time because Vince was on his cuck phase at this point. You had Roman Reigns' dog food segment on SmackDown. SmackDown was abysmal at that time.
Remember that you remember 2011? I know we got to wrap up, but you remember back in 2011 when they were like trying to do. Brandy was the world champion at the time on SmackDown. Do you remember the roster on that freaking that year? Like they had Matt Striker, a backstage interviewer, be a part of the Battle Royal to face Randy Orton on one of the fucking shows.
I think it was like Night of Champions. That was the one Mark Henry won.
And I'm just like, I remember watching as a kid. I'm like, wow, this roster is
the SmackDown roster. We got shit, Matt Striker. At least Raw was Matt Striker. You had fucking the Core. Wade Barrett was decent, but you had Daniel Bryan wasn't even a main eventer yet. Sheamus just turned face. Yeah. So he was like your only real main eventer out. I guess Christian, but Christian didn't he get hurt at that time?
Trying to think.
Because I think they had just finished.
Yeah, because Randy just lost. Yeah, because like Randy won the title at SummerSlam, then he dropped right back to Mark Henry at Clash of Champions. Excuse me, Night of Champions.
Yeah, Night of Champions. Yeah. Also, you know what else in 2011? Del Rio's entire
push.
The Rumble. They had this nigga win the Rumble, a 40-man Rumble, face Edge. A couple months later, let's give him the Money in the Bank and then fuck up the Summer Punk story. What do we do? And then he beats John Cena because John Cena like beat him at like Night of Champions, and then he won it back at like Hell in a Cell. Yep. And then they wrestled in like a fucking broken ring.
Yeah, because Big Show and freaking Mark Henry destroyed it.
Yeah, it was so fucking stupid. God damn, dude. Wow. And then,
excuse me.
I mean, WrestleMania 27. I think all the big four were terrible. That Royal Rumble was terrible. WrestleMania 27 was terrible. I think SummerSlam was meh because that was when Kevin Nash randomly came back.
Survivor Series that year was interesting though.
Survivor Series was fine. Yeah, it's probably the only fine.
That Cena Rock tag match against our Awesome Truth. That was something.
That was. I mean, it was cool seeing The Rock in the ring, but I'm like, we're bringing The Rock back out and having teamed up with John Cena against Awesome Truth.
Everyone freaking Cena like said that, but it's like, I need The Rock, and that big old fucking spit booger came out on his lips.
Yeah, spit. I'm like, I need The Rock to face Awesome Truth. What? You're acting like this. They're acting like he's facing like the NWO, the 90s NWO. So bad. Oh man! And then there was the match where Cena wore the ghost face mask.
Oh yeah.
What do we do? I remember that. Because it was like Halloween.
Oh boy, God. But on that note, Trey, I think it's time for us to end. I think it's time for us to go home.
Yep.
So, would you got any?
It's been a fun.
Yeah. So, do you have anything to plug, Trey, before we go?
I'll be back to doing videos this week. Figure out what to review. Might roast Lilo and Stitch some more. I don't know, but
yeah. I got nothing to promote besides what I posted in the chat. Go to Gronkin. I put the link in there in the chat. The boys over there did a collectible show, like showing off their old items and stuff like that, like games, game consoles and stuff like that. If you're interested in gaming, hit that link right there I put in the chat. The only thing I can always say, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And like I said, if you want to join our Discord, check our description box because there's links to all of them. So we should be back next week, hopefully. Hopefully we'll be back on StreamYard because I really hate this setup. Put it back.
Yeah, it's Restream
I
sucks
don't
ass,
like this
but
at all.
yeah, we have to make do,
Yep,
I guess.
I make do. But on that note, everyone, catch y'all next week. Until then, take care, guys.
All right, y'all. Later. Peace.